Vedic psychology focuses on the afflictions of the mind like anger, greed, desire, hatred, etc., and the causes for them and the solutions for eliminating them.
So here Shree Krishna has given a detailed analysis of the functioning of the mind. You read all of Western psychology, you will never find as penetrating and comprehensive an analysis as what these two verses contain. So let's try and understand this in depth.
The world is not a problem. Our attachment to it is the problem. The attachment could be to a person, to objects, to the pleasure from gratification, to power, to any subtle thing. From attachment arises desire. When desire is fulfilled, it leads to craving. And when obstructed, it results in anger. So let's try and find out, why does attachment arise?
Bhagavad Gita Sloka chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति.
While contemplating on the objects of the senses, one develops attachment to them. Attachment leads to desire, and from desire arises anger. Anger leads to clouding of judgment, which results in bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, the intellect gets destroyed. And when the intellect is destroyed, one is ruined. So here Shree Krishna has given a detailed analysis of the functioning of the mind. You see, the mind is suffering from various diseases. We see bodily ailments as diseases and wish to rid ourselves of these. What about mental ailments? Anger, greed, envy. The Vedas and the Vedic scriptures look on these also as diseases of another category. These are mental diseases. So in the Ramayana, Tulsidas ji says, Eka vyadhi vasha nara marahi ye asadhya bahu vyadhi पीड़हि संतत जीव कहूँ सो किमिलहि समाधि. He says, if you get one physical ailment, the whole day becomes a waste. I could not do anything today, my tooth was aching terribly. One ailment wasted your whole day. So he says, what about all the mental ailments that are tormenting the soul at every moment? Not one, but so many. Amongst these mental ailments, there are certain that are very significant. and they have been mentioned here. Krodh, Lobh. What is Krodh? Anger. What is Lobh? Greed. These are two mental diseases. People spend their whole life trying to satiate their greed, not their need. Need, all human beings have basically the same need: 2 sets of clothes to wear, 2 rotis to eat in every meal. Even the billionaire has the same need, and the beggar has the same need. But the greeds are all different. Greed never gets satiated. So that is the nature of greed. There was once a trader. He pleased the king. The king said, "Ask what you want." He said, "Grant me this boon, that as much land as I can measure from sunrise till sunset will become mine." The king said, "All right." He had a huge kingdom. So he started off in the morning on a good horse, and he made the horse run rapidly. As it was traversing the lands, his joy knew no bounds. "This much has become mine. I am the owner of so many hectares," and he would go on and on. By 12 o'clock, he had thousands of hectares. But the greed was not being satisfied. There's the opportunity, why not more and more and more? He went on, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The horse became so exhausted it needed some rest. But he wanted to utilize every moment to satisfy his greed. Finally, the horse collapsed. And this rider fell off the horse headlong. There was a boulder there. His head smashed into the boulder. He had a spot death. The villagers came, lifted him up. They buried him in the ground. And they all said, ultimately, it was only these 2 yards of land that was any use to him. The rest all went waste. But that is greed. We know that we are going to leave it and go. But yet we keep running. So it's a mental disease, the Vedas say. Lobh. And the second is the disease of Krodh. Now, anger is such a disease that people kill each other just because they can't control anger. Now, we all know that we become angry. We all know that we become greedy. But we do not know that these are diseases. We know that high cholesterol is a disease, but we don't know that all these are diseases. So the Vedas say they are. Try and understand, try and eliminate them. So to eliminate them, we must understand why do these arise? What is the cause for anger and greed? They say, really speaking, both of these are the children of desire. In other words, desire is the mother. Greed and anger are its children. Why do we become angry? You created a desire. Somebody obstructed in the fulfillment of that desire, or situation obstructed. Immediately you become angry. Let us say that you thought, now the summers are coming, I wish to satisfy my palate by having ice creams. So you went to that restaurant and got some butterscotch and some vanilla and brought it home, 5 kgs of ice cream, placed it in your fridge. Let me go for my morning walk, and when I come back, I'll have built up an appetite. I'll also feel hot, and I'll sit and enjoy the ice cream. It'll give me so much happiness. But after 1 hour of walking on Burke Lake, when you came back, you found there is no ice cream in the fridge. You shouted at the wife, "Where has the ice cream gone?" The wife said, "My dear husband, haven't you read your latest blood report? Your cholesterol has gone high. I thought ice cream is not good for you. I took it and threw it in the garbage." "What? You threw the ice cream?" Now he's become angry. Why? Because he made a desire to relish the bliss of ice creams, and somebody obstructed in it. Immediately he became angry. So why does anger come? When we make a desire and it's not fulfilled. Remember that. Some people say, Swamiji, everything is all right, I only have a little anger. Everything is all right. Everything is all right. How can that be? If you've got the son, the mother must be there. If anger is there, then desire must be there. So, unfulfillment of desire leads to anger. Now, consider the second option. If that desire gets fulfilled, what will happen? Let us say that you came back from your walk and the ice cream was still in the fridge. So you attacked it with great enthusiasm. You ate 3 spoons. Happy? No, some more. 10 spoons. Happy? No, some more. 25 spoons, enough? Today enough. But tomorrow I want more ice creams. Ja pratilabha lobha adhikai. That is the nature of desire. The more you satiate it, the more it increases. If somebody thinks, I don't need anything in life, just this one thing I get it, I will be happy, you are under illusion. The moment you satisfy your desire, it will become double. Havisha Krishna vartameva bhuya evabhivardhate. If you try and extinguish a fire by pouring ghee on it, will you be successful? Only for a moment, then see how it flares up. That is the nature of desire. Jagat Guru Shree Kripaluji Maharaj, he states that if God had made this desire such that you desired something, immediately it got fulfilled. If desire was like that, even then you would never be satisfied. Let's say world was designed like this. You desire to go to Hong Kong, all right, here it is. Desire to go to the moon, here it is. Desire to have such a house, here it is. Supposing God had this system of immediate fulfillment of desire, even then you would carry on desiring eternity without fulfillment. So fulfillment of desire never eliminates it. It only increases it, which means from it comes greed. So if we harbor a desire, there can be only 2 ways out. The first is fulfilling it. The second is obstructing it. Fulfilling will lead to greed. Obstructing will lead to anger. And when anger comes, Shree Krishna says in the 63rd verse, anger will lead to illusion. Illusion will lead to bewilderment of memory. Bewilderment of memory will lead to ruin of the intellect. And when the intellect is destroyed, that soul goes straight down to hell. All these diseases started from desire. And if we do not desire, there can never be anger, there can never be greed, there can be none of these things. Now let us find out, why does desire arise? Not everybody has the same desire. One person has such an intense desire for money, he doesn't care for the family. One person is so attached to the wife, all the money is sacrificed on the wife. One person is attached to the bottle of alcohol, he says, to hell with the wife and money, I want my alcohol. One person, while listening to the lecture, the mind goes into chai, one goes into chocolate. So everybody has got different desires. What is the cause of desire? Let's get into the root of it. So that is what Shree Krishna is mentioning. In the 62nd verse, he says, Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Arjun, the cause of desire is attachment. Wherever your mind is attached, that desire will come to you again and again. Somebody's mind is attached to the child, again and again. I want to hug my child, I want to love my child. Somebody's mind is attached to something else. That desire is arising again and again. In other words, the cause of desire is not the qualities of an object. The cause of desire is our own attachment.
What are the intrinsic qualities of alcohol that are causing desire? Does it have good smell? Is it very tasteful? You would say, Swamiji, such a terrible thing. Now that alcoholic, you say, why are you desiring alcohol? It is so foul smelling. I'll give you milk with kesar, pista and badam, so aromatic. He says, who says alcohol doesn't have good smell? When I go by the bar and I get a whiff of the whiskey, I sway from side to side. Now if alcohol is so foul smelling, how come it's creating desire in the alcoholic? Because his mind is attached.
So desire is not coming from qualities. Desire is coming from attachment. So now our analysis has gone to great depths. The picture is becoming clear. Why do anger and greed arise? Because of desire. Why does desire arise? Because of attachment. If we become attached to anything, it is absolutely impossible that we will not desire. And if we desire, it is impossible that we will be able to save ourselves from anger and from greed. So now this analysis, let us bring it to its logical conclusion. Why do we become attached? What is the cause of attachment? Everybody is attached to different things. What is the reason? Why does our mind become attached? Have you ever thought about it? Shree Krishna says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Pajayat. He says, Arjun, it is your repeated contemplation. There is happiness here. There is happiness here. When you repeatedly contemplate, there is happiness somewhere. your mind becomes attached there. Whoever thought happiness is wherever, sufficient number of times, that person became attached to that object or personality. And from attachment came desire. And from the fulfillment of desire came greed. And from the unfulfillment of desire came anger. It all started with contemplation. Arjun, dhyayato. So, how do we get rid of this? Why do we contemplate that there is happiness anywhere? This will put the whole puzzle in place. Well, you see, the thing is, the desire, the yearning for happiness is intrinsic to our soul. We are tiny parts of the ocean of bliss who is God. So it is our intrinsic nature to seek bliss that nobody can cut. Even the yogis, munis, rishis, sages, ascetics, tapasvis, jnanis, dhyanis, they all want happiness. You can't get away from that. So when we all want happiness, somewhere or the other we will start thinking there is happiness, and then the chain will continue. How do you save yourself from this? What is the escape route? It is not as easy as one would think. You know, some people, they say, anger is very bad. Give it all up. All of you resolve, from today onwards I will not be angry. Sign it on a piece of paper and give it to me. This signing on registers will not do, because the yearning for happiness is the root cause of it all. How do we resolve this problem? Ved Vyas in the Bhagavatam has explained it. He says, Vishayan dhyaya. Now the same dhyaya word. Taschittam vishayeshu vishajyate mamanusmara taschittam mayeva praviliyate. He says that you repeatedly contemplated that there is happiness in the world. You got attached to the world. Now repeatedly contemplate there is happiness in God. Repeatedly bring this thought to your mind. There is happiness in God. There is happiness in God. There is happiness in God. The reason why this desire for happiness exists, when you repeatedly contemplate there is happiness in God, what will happen? The same thing that happened in the world. What does contemplation lead to? Attachment. So you will become attached to God. And when you are attached to God, from attachment comes desire. You will develop the desire for God. Now your mind will hanker. When will I see Shyam Sundar? When will I hear his Murli flute? When will I serve him? When will I hear about him? See, it's not that the God-realized saints were not desiring. Their desire was millions of times more intense than ours. But it was diverted towards Shree Krishna. Because they had contemplated there is happiness there. So mind had got attached to God. So they were desiring God. And that desire for God will purify the mind. Because the object of desire is all pure. It's a question of your decision. Where is happiness? And then the repetition of that decision. Yes, happiness is there, happiness is there. You do that sufficiently, your work will be done. Repeated thinking brought us to our present state. Repeated thinking will take us out of it to the purified state.